pupils, let's talk education. How do you recall what you have been taught when you have no records of it? Well, that is the fate of pupils in KG 1 and 2 who have been writing in the sun using stones as the teacher teaches sitting under a tree. Now, when education of a child at the basic stage begins in an environment not suitable for teaching and learning, then there's a slim chance of the child excelling in life. Nabil Ahmed Rufai was in the Upper East region and brings you this disturbing report.
From afar, the Teong primary school located in the Timpani district of the Upper East region does not even look like a school. It's just a mud house in a very deplorable state. But that's not the worst. Just when you get close to the school, this is the first thing you see. This is dehumanizing, to say the least. For children to be subjected to this form of education is something my mind cannot come to terms with. Here in Teong Primary School, this is a combined class of KG1 and KG2, and the children are made to sit on the bare floor as teaching is ongoing. And when it is time for the children to write, the ground becomes their books. They spread out the soil to have a fine surface, and then with a piece of stone, they write their alphabet. No child deserves this form of education. It defeats the global agenda on the Sustainable Development Goal 4, which seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education for all by 2030. What is your name?
My name is Awinso.
Awinso. Oh, okay, good. How old are you? What do you want to be in future? Okay, well, it's understandable because the teacher made me understand that some of them do understand the English, but then speaking is quite a challenge. And of course, the conditions that they are learning in is not what you would say favorable. So teaching and learning is quite difficult for these young ones who are so determined to pursue education.
Although it's bad, but at least sometimes the way the children are coping sometimes is encouraging. So sometimes looking at the children is good, but due to the rainy season, we cannot sit here and learn. Sometimes we have to run to the class 5. That is the only class which is better here. We can all run to the class. So if it is that way, if we enter into one class, we can learn. So at least they should help us with something that until we can also separate ourselves in terms of learning. But the children are coping, so at least it's encouraging.
Well, for me, this is not encouraging. You can't allow children to sit on the bare floor to acquire education. It is discrimination.
It's not we who are allowing the children. We came and met it that way. So we have no choice. Sometimes we do complain for the parents to even the GS always tell us even if there will be students who will sit under the tree, not the children like this, the KG children. So we plead to the parents to even help us roof this thing there so that we can send the children there. But they do complain there's no money.
The Teong Primary School has just 4 classrooms for pupils from class 1 to 6. Hence classes have to be combined. Pupils in the upper classes also sit on the floor to study due to lack of furniture. Aside the lack of furniture, the pupils lack textbooks and other learning materials. The school was set up by the community members 15 years ago. Head teacher of the school says although the Ghana Education Service absorbed the school in 2010, it is yet to respond to their plight.
As you can see, there is no structure. The only structure you see, I think most people may not even like to sit inside there. We have been crying to the authority always, and they do promise, but we don't see any sign. No structure. As you can see, KG, they are sitting under trees. KG1 and 2. And P1, they are sitting under a veranda. So the rest are sitting inside the mad classrooms, which is a death trap, especially the P1, P2, and P3. So anytime it's threatened to rain, we close them, because there is no doors and windows that can prevent the water from entering. So due to that, we always close. And anytime it rains and we come, the classrooms are always like a swimming pool. So until it dries up, we cannot go inside.
Chairman of the Parents and Teachers Association of the school is also frustrated about the situation.
Government
took over the school from the community some years ago. We don't understand why they have not constructed classrooms yet. We are farmers and do not make enough money, so we cannot help in constructing classrooms for the school.
The Garu Timpani district of the Upper East region has for many years recorded poor performance of students during the basic education certificate examination. The reason is obvious. Most children in the district do not get quality education at the primary level and are made to sit for the exams. District Chief Executive of Garu says there are no adequate resources to improve the conditions of children in these remote areas of Ghana.
Yeah, the Teong school is an eyesore, to be very honest with you. I think the directorate laid the complaint to me through formal writing, and I took the opportunity to visit the school myself. When I got there, I saw a good number of the school children, but unfortunately, the state of the classrooms were not in the best of shape. I'm not comfortable about the arrangement, especially that has to do with education at the lower level that has connection in the Garu Timpani area. I think the surest way to get a building strong is to get a very well-founded foundation. When you have a foundation that is very strong, then of course you can be sure that your building will also be strong. Anything apart from that, forget it.
With the kind of education children in Teong are subjected to in this 21st century, one can picture what their future will look like if urgent help does not reach them to improve the conditions under which they study. For children in such deprived communities to excel in life, the teething challenges facing education in rural Ghana needs to be addressed. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, GH1 News.